Let's see what happens here. All right. We live. Oh, shoot. I gotta tighten this thing up. It's like in a weird spot connected to my. Okay, so this is the area I was kind of looking at. This is considered the low volume node. As you can see, right here, low volume node, we'll come right up to here. If we bounce here, we'll come right into this area. That's where the next area above that we will take, I guarantee it. That's most likely. So we'll see if this bounces here. If this ends up, we'll watch this area. We may take a long off this area with some risk. Back to the one. Let's see what happens here. Let's just keep an eye on these bubbles here. This is where support lies. You can see it bounce out there and absorb. My overcooked its eggs. Bloody horrible. If it closes above this, I'll probably take a long. I'll put a long here. Close above this area. Then most likely price is going to move up to that area I'm talking about. All right, we're in. See how it goes. Got more bottom balls. This is actually probably going to be a good move. $500 worth of risk. That's kind of a lot, but. And we're at the buy area low, so there's a lot of confluence here. So we'll exit. We'll try to target. $17.50. We'll go there. Slightly over 1 to 3. Yeah. Sorry, I'm chewing. I know it's probably annoying. I'm trying to just finish my breakfast. I had to rush this morning and finish some stuff. And then I gotta create some content today. And when you place trade, you got to be completely fine with the risk you're putting on. I will be okay with losing this 500. That's really fine. This is part of the game. You got to learn to be okay with the risk that you put on. If your entry presents itself, then you're good. So, and the reason why is, my exact reason for taking the setup is, okay, we broke this, right? Came back down, retested value area low, and we got buying bubbles all along there. So right when I got a buying bubble on the value area low, it was probably a good opportunity. This is one of my setups. And we're technically in a range day if you look at the, so this is kind of a mean reversion setup. Yeah. So we'll see. And then I protect my stop loss below these last buying bubbles that we respected. So this is technically, right, those two bubbles right here. So this is technically where support is. top it off, value area low, top it off, low volume node for the day. So there's a lot of shit here. So you look at this, low volume node. Came in, tapped into it, we filled it, they respected it again, waited for the push up, close above, boom. Well, no. I mean, technically I could target this area here, but for my account, then I'll be over my 50% for the day. So wait and see. Let's see how it plays out. Just be calm, collected, and the place where I'll move my stop to break even is going to be here. That'll be the place where I moved my stop to break even. I'll do body. That's fine, right there. Yep, perfect. Right there is where I'll move my stop to break even. Hits me out, cool. I'll be down 700 on this account for the day. I'm up 1,000 on the other one, so I can still recover, no problem. Yep. And this very may well push and break this. I mean, there still is a good opportunity at this because we haven't been able to break the high. Yes, we've been bearish the last few days. So there is resistance here, and they're going to have to find liquidity lower if it so happens not to bounce here. And it's looking like that. All these sell bubbles. I'm probably in trouble here, and that is all right. That is part of the game. No risk, no reward. I'd be okay with it. I'll be totally fine with this stop loss here. And look at that delta volume on the bottom. Huge, so not good. Another bad sign. Massive selling on this candle. Let's see if the buyers can hold it. If not, then we'll probably get smoked here. I'll just go right below here. Yeah, I'll give it some room. 612. It's basically 1 to 3. I'll give it some room. If buyers hold this level and they can't break below this right here, this little zone where they're aggressively buying it, then I'm good. This is where all the sellers are right here. Damn, sorry. Right there. This is where. Okay, let me get another cursor, sorry. Right there. That is where all the sellers are. So far they've been disrespected. So now what I can do is I can move it below, right below there. As soon as we close back above this, I'll move right, my stop will decrease my risk. I'll take some risk off the table. Lessen the load. But not too soon. We gotta wait. I think my stop placement was perfect. This is still good. That's where my stop was, right? These last 2 buy bubbles, same area. They try to sell the same area. And look, we're getting buy bubbles now. 3 buy bubbles, 4. So if we close above this, bye, bye, bye. I'm going to risk my stop a little less. 460 now. $30. We'll see. Now we have to close above these. If we close above these buy bubbles and it pushes up to point of control, and we keep pushing up to this level, the chances of it coming back down are probably very small. Then we're going to push probably all the way back up to either value area high, which is this dotted line, high volume node, which is here. Here will be another big area. This one right here. That's a possible point of reversal. But yeah, it's looking good. Calm, patient. Yeah, look at this. So delta tells you a lot right here. Huge sell in this one. It got absorbed. This one, still sellers, but price pushed up. This candle was where we actually had the explosion of buyers coming in even more. So now we're going to squeeze these sellers that are right here trying to force a breakout. They're going to get trapped, and they're going to have to be forced to close their position. Their stop's probably slightly above point of control, maybe above here. You're going to see it shoot up and take out these people. So that is the name of the game. You just gotta, the hardest thing is you have to have a couple setups, one setup, two setups, whatever you do. Don't have too many. The setups here that I do are on sideways days. I have two different setups, breakout days and more sideways days. Mean reversion, which bouncing, which is plays that are going to bounce from value area low to value area high. It's similar to what we're getting today, and you can already tell. That's why I'm taking this trade, like I showed before. Sorry. Look at this. This is where our market opened right here. Bounce, 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 bounce. So we're going to bounce from range to range. Maybe at the end of the day, we might get a breakout above. And the reason why I think that's a big possibility is we have a POC up here. I don't think it's going to hit that there today, but that is going to be a target where there's high volume. Yes, it looks like we did kind of liquidate in the bottom and then we went up. So this could be the overall move going up to that POC. So, yeah, we will have to wait and see. I'm good with the risk. I think this is a great trade. Followed my plan, and that's at the end of the day. If it hits, if it doesn't, then yeah. And look, there's more sellers coming in again. We'll see if they get absorbed. They're really pushing here, and the delta volume is getting large again. Yep, again. So if they get absorbed, we close back up here. I move my stop below here. So I'm constantly taking risk off the table if we're getting this kind of movement where it's not too volatile and we're breaking. It's just a way to protect yourself so you don't. I'm not going to take a $450 stop loss. It'll be like more like a 220, which is not bad. So you just kind of constantly manage your risk. If this closes below this, I'm probably in trouble. This is probably going to have my stop loss. But got to give it some room. Give it some space to play out. And if it does, then yeah, I take the loss and I go on to the next trade, find the next setup. Emotional control. One of the biggest aspects in trading is not getting tilted. I don't know how many days I've been tilted so many times where I'm just like, I go on rage. It's been days when I early first year trading, I just blew like, I think it was, I had 4 fundeds or 5 fundeds. I blew like 2 of them one day, and then I traded the other 2, and I was already like pretty much took 2 losses on those, which were half my account. And yeah, the thing is not to get triggered. So this is not looking good. Most likely this is going to hit my stop just due to the fact that, just place it right below this just to give it just a little bit of room. Just due to the fact it closed below those sub bubbles, that's not a good, that's really not a good thing. But we'll see. Let it play out, and yeah, hopefully it works out. I just got to make a quick Instagram video. You guys will probably see me on there if I'm. Sorry if it's bright. I need some light, natural light. Let's put that back on. stuff. We are currently live on YouTube. I'm currently in a trade. We'll see how this goes. It ain't looking good, boys. It ain't looking good. For some reason, it seems kind of slow on my computer. Pretty 25 too. I don't know. That's weird. This ain't right though. Something's lagging a little bit. Okay. Well, now it's looking better, but my shit's lagging. Okay, I think it's back to more normal. We're getting Bibles here, so I could probably eventually, once I close here, I could probably put my stop somewhere right around here. And less of my risk once we close above that. So I just talked to my dad. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Calm, collected. This was the key level. Like I said, if they could not break this, then we were bound to go up. We will see once we get to the POC. And we're starting to break above. We're getting lots of buying. They're really... You could have waited to enter here, and then you could probably have your stop below these buy bubbles, honestly. But this is where buying continued to move. I'll move my stop once we hit 24.50 and see what happens from there. Damn, we got sell. I'm going to keep it below here. We'll see if the next one gets disrespected. Seller's kicking up again. Sellers are really pushing. I mean, it's looking a little bit more bearish now because we are getting sellables and they're trying to close below this. And once they close below this area, then we'll see. My shit's jumpy again. I don't know why. It hasn't been super smooth. When I opened it up, usually it moves pretty smooth. If this gets absorbed down here again, where they try to sell, once again, heavy selling here. And again, today is a sideways day, so either people are getting chopped up or but we'll see. Not looking good though. They're trying to close below. If it closes below, that's a good wick though. If it closes below, then I'm in trouble. I'll be in trouble here. Hasn't been a bad trade. It was fairly a good entry. Waited for confirmation, and then we ended up getting the confirmation. Yeah, it's a little bit jumpy. This should be the final push up. If we do push up, it should be the point where it breaks it. If not, it's just going to come down and stop me out. Huge sell over there. Wow. They're really trying to aggressively sell, and we'll see if it continue to close below that. And so what I can do now probably is that we tracked it one more time. If it comes down, it's probably going to break. I can move it here. There's 235 here. I think we have contract expiration, so it rolls over, so there's going to be more volume on the other. So, let's see what we got here. I think it has automatic rollover on this platform, I believe. I think when it senses volume, it rolls it over. More volume on the other one. I think Friday is when you have to roll over. So I know some people might roll over Thursday, Wednesday. Probably not quite today, but probably Wednesday or Thursday. People start to roll over. Yeah, see, this is not clean. There's gaps. Something's going on. Alright, that's better. I'm not going to, actually, you know what? I'm not going to move it up too soon. I am going to wait, and then I want to see it test the POC before I move it to break even. I mean, sorry, move it up. There we go. Price is moving off that aggressive selling. There we are. Now we're starting to see some volume pushing. Look at that. Bubbles kicking in. Sell bubbles, buy bubbles. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move my risk to here. $155 now, officially. I won't move it anymore until we get to above that level. Now they're starting to whip the shit out of sellers. Sellers are going to have to cover here now. Now they're going to get squeezing. They're going to go probably all the way up. Because we're in a balanced market. An unbalanced market is when we break the volume profile before market open a lot of times, like clean. Then it's in an unbalanced market, and you got to find balance. So now I'm going to move my stop to break even here. With that, we could even trail it above that, which wouldn't be a bad idea. You would blow that last sellable, which would be 390. I would cover. I'll do enough to cover my loss, just in case it comes back down. We'll do there, just to cover the loss. But now these buying bubbles, we're getting respected heavily, so this is a really good sign for me. And we looking good. That's how you do it, fam. Look at that. All right. Now we can protect ourselves below this sub-level. If it comes back down and breaks it, then we'll be in trouble. You could trail it even more aggressive. You could go up to the previous bubbles. You can go even like up here below this, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But I'll trail it right below here. That's how we do it. We busted through the POC, point of control, busted through structure here a little bit on the smallest time frame, so there's a slight shift. We'll see if the one thing I do like is cumulative volume delta down here is building, which is another positive thing, and it's going to continue to build. I'll probably hit take profit. It's probably like an 80% chance I'm going to hit take profit. Keeps building. What we'll do is we'll move it above here, guaranteed 835. We're guaranteed at least 800 bucks, so 600 bucks if we. Not a bad trade. I'll be up 1,000 on one account, and then hopefully like 1,500 on another. But they're gonna keep moving up. They're gonna target this area right here next. So I'll move this since we're done with that. This, did they held up that, like I said, and then yeah, we could trail this even harder. I'll go up to 1,000 no matter what. We'll go right here. We'll trail that bubble right there, 760, no matter what. Okay. Either hits take profit or I walk away with about 500 bucks. Because this might pull back. The thing I'm worried about is we'll go up to here. We'll go right here. $270 there. We'll go right here. Right below this candle. If it comes back and breaks, then we'll probably retrace quite a bit. I'm hoping it comes up and tags this area. We're almost there. You might get some aggressive bubbles here again and make a final push up to this area. You could run it all the way probably up to right around here. I would get out 85. Yeah, trade management, most important part. Hold on to those winners. Risk your, technically it was a $500 risk on this one. So basically a 1 to 3. There it is. You just saw it. We out. Okay, another account. Up 1,000. Up 1,500. Should we go for another one? So what I'm going to look for here now is a low volume node. Since we're breaking structure here, this pulls back into, look at massive amount of sells and buys right here. You can see it right here. Let's zoom in here real quick. Great trade. Yeah. That's how you do it. Down 200 and then ended up recovering everything and hitting a great trade. So let's see if we can get profit on the 30 count. And then we'll call it a day. I might even call it a day if it ends up being nothing here, because we could have. The only way I take this is if we pull back and we get a buy bubble in this low volume node. Somewhere right around here. Probably there's no volume. So the next area I will take a long is if we get a buy bubble right here. I'll just mark that out. Look at this. Cumulative delta just rising. Strong buying going on. Boom, boom, boom. More buying bubbles. Might get a pullback over here. But like I said, 85 would be where I'd exit originally if I was on my funded. That would have been like a 150 point trade. Now we're getting some aggressive buying up here, or aggressive selling. These are 30 contracts or more placed in the same price area. So you can see they had a bunch of, this is obviously, there's probably like 50 to 100 contracts. So they had aggressively sell, just broke it. They tried to aggressively sell, just got destroyed. Aggressive buy, it actually followed through. And so far, the aggressive sell is holding up. I don't think we'll see this area, but who knows? And this area I previously marked out was fabulous on the low volume node, because like I said, you go on the 5, you can see it a lot more clearly. Let me zoom out so there's not so many candles. Look where this tapped into. Right into this area. You could have easily placed your trade here if you wanted to be a little riskier. I just wanted to see it close, that we're confirming that we're most likely going to move to the upside. But yeah, you can see right here. And there's all this area where we broke in the morning, so this was support last night, sorry. Technically support. So there you have it. That's what you see. And then I just want to see something real quick. We had lots of buyers up here. Lots of buyers here this morning. Look at that selling. You can see on the left. Boom. They came in right here. Buyers ended up absorbing all that. So probably move for it to go back up. I just want to see from 630. See what we're looking at. $630. Okay. Selling area disrespected. This is gonna be where buying accelerates, right where this line is, where I have, which is quite funny. And then once we see that accelerate, we'll probably see a push all the way back up to the high. Yeah, buying is the way to go right now, the way the market's moving. And I would have exited by now. You could place another trade here on a breakout. And the reason why I say a breakout would be this little consolidation zone right here, this balance area. You have to wait for the first retest, so you get a test, and you wait for the retest. So Yep. This is the next area where there's lots of volume, so there's going to be probably a retrace back into here, or it's going to bounce and then explode up. Pretty crazy. And sellers are just getting absolutely disrespected. Let's go from here to here. So back to the one. You can see selling overruled just the buying here, and this is why it pulled back into this area. So the low volume node realistically is going to be somewhere right on here, actually, where this support is. Could be a possible entry on the long if we come back and pull back to that area. Your entry would look something like you'd buy right here, somewhere right around here. If you get a buy bubble, and your stop would be somewhere right on there. And you could go for like a 1 to 3 there, right around here, and target those highs. So that would be the possible next entry. We are getting buy bubbles, and we'll see if it actually holds up. You can see more selling right here as it came in where the bubbles are. They sold heavy there. And there we are. Well, what to do? maybe I'll jump off and call it a good day. Alrighty. Well, I think that'll be it for me. I'm going to call it a good day. Thanks for helping on. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. You guys take care.